Hi there. A few days ago I noticed that the entrance door of that abandoned restaurant here is open. So of course I said to myself, let's do some urban exploration. I think that especially... Okay, there's the train. Okay, I think that especially the parts that have not been accessible to the public might be interesting. And now is the day to do that. Okay, that's the guest room. I think I have to say where all this is. So I am in a little town at the northern shore of Lake Balaton in Hungary. And this restaurant here, which is quite close to the place where I used to be based, it is abandoned since, I don't know, 3 or 4 years by now. And before that, when it still was open, I visited the place quite a few times. And I actually liked it, and I'm missing it. I think at the end of the video, I am trying to explain why I think this place is abandoned now. But I really liked it. It is not a fancy place. It didn't used to be a fancy place. It had standard dishes like Ziegenpeczenie, Rantotusch, what else? Perkult, fish. So most of the dishes were meat-based. And yeah, the stuff you can find in many Hungarian restaurants. They had decent foods for fair prices, large portions. So this used to be a place where you could go when you are hungry and don't want to spend insane amounts of money. So that's the guest room. Not much left of it. There used to be massive wooden tables. I think I'm gonna show some old pictures. Name of this place is Zsindelyes Csarda. So that means something like shingle chowder. So shingle, not the deceased, but these wooden plates which have been put on the walls of houses. But okay, so let's check out some more interesting places. No, wait a minute, before that, let's go back here to the entrance. So this used to be the terrace. It is overgrown by now, but there were some tables as well. So most of the time this place was open in the summer only. So main season is from May, June until September maybe. And at the back there was another garden. Okay, that's it. Can I go out here? Yeah. This used to be a large garden with, I think, at least 10 to 15 additional tables. So this place could accommodate, I would say, at least 80 to 100 people. Okay, so let's go to the more interesting places that have not been accessible by the public. And that's the first one. This used to be the kitchen. I think I've seen a table somewhere. Yeah, here it is. Konyo means kitchen. Can I go in here? Yeah. Okay. So here's another side room of the kitchen, and this is the quite large main room of the kitchen. Not a lot of things left here. And what are these things? So, phase 1 gieroldash. So this is for fat dissolving, whatever, maybe some clothes or the dishes. Then here we got the second phase, Fertilität. So this is something like disinfection using hypochlorite. 90 degrees? No. Right. Is it 90 degrees? Whatever. And then there is the third phase, Öblität. So this is rinsing off. Törölgetni tilos. What is törölgetni? Anyway, it's forbidden, or used to be forbidden. So this is, yeah, there were some water pipes here. And we got another one of these rooms. Same with water pipes, but there are only two phases here. So the first phase is combined fat dissolving and disinfection, and second phase rinsing. This one is smaller. I'm wondering what it actually was and why there are two. Oh, here are some more tables. Fehér edény mosogató, and there's another one at the second one, fekete edény mosogató. So mosogató means cleaning room for some kind of dishes. And yeah, fekete edény and fehér edény. So fehér means white, so this is white. Edény, something like vessel, and fekete means black. So, well, I guess this was for the actual dishes, the porcelain stuff that the guests have gotten, and this should be fekete edény. It's probably the pots and pans that have been used in the kitchen. At least that's my theory. What else have we got here? Okay, here we got the Käsemoscho hand washing. So they removed everything but left a lot of dirt here. So I'm not really sure what this area was used for. But yeah, quite a large kitchen, but of course you need such a large kitchen for accommodating up to 100 people or so. What else have we got? Some side rooms. Okay, that's interesting. Hall készítő. So this room has been used for preparing fish. Quite small. Might be another room for preparing meat, I guess. Okay, so this is the zöldség előkészítő. The room for preparing vegetables. A little bit larger than the fish preparation room. And here we got, okay, no table, no window. I don't know, maybe this was for preparing the meat. What else? Toilet and bathroom and shower for the staff, I guess. So the actual toilets for the guests were somewhere else. And here Another little bathroom and another toilet. So I guess there were, I don't know, maybe 10 to 15 people working here at any time. So of course they had to have their own toilets, and I guess some of the people were also living in this place during the opening season. Okay. Went outside to another side building here, and okay, a children's chair, a really old television set, and some little kitchen and another bathroom. And I think, yeah, okay, there's a room with 2 beds. So I think this is one of the rooms where the staff has been living, and there's another one. Okay, yeah. That's where the staff lived. So some people who worked here were not from the surrounding villages, but came from far away. Probably mostly from the poorer regions of Hungary. So this is Lake Balaton here, quite touristy, and of course you can make more, or at least at that time you could make more money here. Okay, I'm going back to the kitchen first. Where do I get here? Okay, that's the fish preparation room. So it seems like they removed everything. Here is one of the few pieces of furniture that they kept. What else? I think I didn't go this way, but I think that's the, yeah, that's the guest toilet. Okay. Yeah, nothing fancy, of course. And yeah, by the way, this room next to the guest room was the bar. So here they prepared drinks and so on, and prepared the checks, I think, as well. So let's see what else we can find. Okay, I think nothing more here, but there is another part of the building. No, not this way. There is another part of the building which I haven't explored so far, and it is behind the kitchen. So yeah, let's see. Okay, I think this was probably some hut where they stored some stuff. And what have we got here? Okay, that's another apartment for the staff. Yeah, here you can see that's how it looked at the best days. So they seems I also had some dancing. You can see the massive tables, and but there is another floor at the top. Let's go up here. Okay, door is closed. Hope I can open it. Hello? Anybody here? And yes, here we got some other rooms for the staff. Smaller ones. A desk. Another small room. Another one. Bathroom. Another room. And another. So these are single rooms, and okay, that's a little bit dangerous here. And another ancient TV set. Okay, so it's interesting for me as somebody who has been there when it still was working, to see all these other rooms which were not accessible at that time. So yeah, why did this place close? Why has it been abandoned? Of course, I don't know the details, but there are a few reasons which I can imagine. First of all, 3 or 4 years ago, of course, was pandemic time, and that was an issue for many restaurants. But there are other reasons. One thing is that it became more and more difficult to find staff. You know, waiters, cooks, kitchen helpers. I mean, these have never been well-paid jobs, but people used to do it, and I don't know. I actually don't really know for what reason it became much tougher during the past years. I mean, these people must have found some other less tough and maybe jobs with a larger pay, but I actually don't know what has changed during the past years. Okay, here is an old oven. I'm not sure if it has been used. So that's one thing. One issue, of course, is inflation related to the pandemic, and also the rising energy prices because of the war in Ukraine. I mean, I don't think there was a lot of heating here, but of course meal preparation, the kitchen needs some energy, probably gas, and this became more expensive. Another thing which I think played quite a large role is the kind of tourism changed. So most people who came here in the past were actually from Germany, Austria, and some other Western European countries, and they came to Hungary, or many of them came to Hungary, mostly because, of course, it's nice. It's a nice country, but also because it was relatively cheap. And yeah, this changed. Hungary is no longer significantly cheaper than many other places in Europe. So this reason for coming here has more or less disappeared. And yes, the amount of people from Western Europe who come here has gone down by, I would say, something like 50% during, during the past 5 to 10 years. Also because of the pandemic, of course. And those were the people who liked this type of restaurant with standard Hungarian dishes, or at least tourist dishes. So who is coming to this place right now? I mean, there are still tourists, but these are mostly Hungarians. Maybe I forgot one factor, and that's I'm not sure what role it plays, but you know, many people in Western Europe don't really like the politics which is done by Hungary. I think there are also people, of course, who like it, but I have really heard from one or two persons who said, I don't go to Hungary anymore because I don't like the Hungarian politics. Yeah. So who is the group of people who actually come here? It's mainly Hungarians, mainly richer people, or at least wannabe rich people, who come to Lake Balaton to more or less to show off. The kind of people who buy houses here, who might have some yachts and fancy cars. Most of them coming from Budapest, and of course this has never been a place to show off. They prefer the fancy restaurants, and actually a lot of fancy restaurants have opened during the past years. Some of them have closed again after 1 or 2 years. Some of them remain, and that is more what these people like. Another group of people are cyclists. So here is the famous, I mean, right here in front of the railway tracks is the famous Balaton bike road. And yeah, cyclists also tend to not like this kind of food. So there are a lot of street food places where you can have some whatever, bagels, burgers, stuff like that. Langosh, of course. So that's where the cyclists go. They don't go to a place like this and have some heavy meals, wait for an hour or so. And yeah, all of these reasons put together probably led to the abandoning of this restaurant. It's a shame. I wish there were at least a few more places like that, but they are hard to find now. Okay, I think that's it. See you next time. Bye bye.